It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I appreciate you so much for watching and listening today. I am your host, Kevin McIntosh, with a lot to get into today. First and foremost, talking about early voting as we are approaching Election Day on August 6th. And just to give you a little bit more of information regarding early voting, it actually began just last weekend, July 27th, actually. Voters are eligible to cast ballots early and in person at an early voting site, by the way. So you can actually find out more information regarding that as we approach that actual day. And as a matter of fact, we do have more information regarding that with our actual township clerk regarding more information on early voting. And Civic Center TV's very own Tyler Keefe has a story.
The primary election isn't until August 6th, but for some in Greater West Bloomfield, this election cycle is already over. This is the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, which also serves as the early voting center in Greater West Bloomfield. I spoke to West Bloomfield Township Clerk Debbie Binder to learn more about this process.
Early voting is now available to everybody, and it's really a nice new option for people. It provides 9 days prior to an election where a voter can come to the early voting center at the West Bloomfield Township Main Library, and they can actually cast their ballot at the early voting center. It does go through the tabulator, so one of the advantages of that is if they do make a mistake, for an example, this is a primary election, if they cross over on their ballot or they make any other mistake like they overvote, it does kick it back out to them and they have the option to spoil it and vote a new one. Whereas if you turn your ballot in as an absentee ballot, that ballot is not counted until election day and there is no voter there to cure any kind of a problem, so it would get cast as is. So it really provides a nice option as well as additional days for somebody who may be planning a vacation, somebody who may have a work schedule that's less flexible. It gives a great alternative. If you are a resident of West Bloomfield, Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, or Keego Harbor, you can come to the West Bloomfield Township Library to cast your ballot early. There is an early voting center at Waterford Oaks, and that is for anybody in Oakland County. Anyone who is a resident of Oakland County may go there, any municipality. But to come to the West Bloomfield Township Library, you do need to be a resident of one of the 4 participating communities.
What additional steps, if any, do people need to take in order to take advantage of the early voting availability?
It really, Tyler, it's a simple plan. It's that you bring your license. You do have the opportunity now, if you have an absentee ballot that you have been issued, you can now vote that absentee ballot at your early voting center or at your precinct on election day. And there's a process that it goes through in the early voting center to convert it to an early voting ballot. Same as on election day, it converts from an absentee ballot to a precinct ballot. Those results, they don't transmit till after 8 on election night. So after 8, every day that we're here, there's a process that the polls get suspended and the tapes get taped to a booklet, and the polls are not closed with results until after 8 p.m. on election night. But at 8 p.m. on election night, those results are ready to transmit. So it does expedite the reporting to Oakland County and helps us get results to people quicker. It's really a great option for everybody. It's what you would call a win-win-win.
Early voting remains available now through Sunday, August 4th. A couple of locations you can go to get your votes in, either the Oakland County early voting site at the Waterford Oaks Activity Center, or all 4 of our communities can vote early at the main branch of the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. For specific times on each of these days leading up to Sunday, I'd suggest you go to the West Bloomfield Township Clerk's website on wbtownship.org. Make sure you get your voice heard in this upcoming August primary. At the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, I'm Tyler Keefe for Civic Center TV.
And as we are continuously mentioning here on the Splash Live, Election Day is on its way, and Greater West Bloomfield has some big decisions to make. Specifically here in West Bloomfield Township, there is a big bond proposal on the ballot we need to be aware of. 20-year $25 million bond. It is for a massive expansion to the Recreation Activity Center, as well as some park improvements around our community as well. Now, we're just here to provide some information. As a matter of fact, we actually have an informational video on what is on that ballot proposal by the West Bloomfield Parks.
This August, West Bloomfield voters will consider a bond proposal that, if approved, will provide support for a healthier community. This will be done through expanded recreation programming and enhanced park amenities. Funds from the 20-year, $25 million bond proposal would be used to build an expanded multi-generational community center on the Civic Center campus. Funds would also be used to make park improvements throughout our community, which is both growing and aging. Since its inception in 1970, West Bloomfield Parks has doubled the number of residents it serves. 50% of the township's population is age 50 or older. Currently, West Bloomfield Parks leases a total of 9,000 square feet off-site for the Connect Senior Center. This is not enough to meet current demand. As the township's population continues to age, the need for senior services is expected to increase. Building a new Connect Community Center on the Civic Center campus will give seniors a permanent, dedicated space. It also will allow for expanded programming for all ages. The new 33,000 square foot facility would feature dedicated lounge space for seniors. The new center also would offer a wide variety of recreation programs, expanded nature education offerings, rentable meeting and event space options, a gymnasium, and more. Through this bond, West Bloomfield Parks will also make park improvements. These include new playgrounds at Bloomer, Marshbank, and Pine Lake Parks, paved walking trail replacements at Marshbank Park, and an expanded pickleball complex at Drake Sports Park. West Bloomfield voters will consider this bond proposal on the August 6th ballot. If approved, the bond will be assessed for 20 years starting in 2025. A resident whose home has a taxable value of $100,000 will be assessed approximately $35 annually. Through this bond, West Bloomfield Parks will build an expanded multi-generational Connect Community Center and improve parks to meet our community's needs. More information on the bond proposal is available at wbparks.org/bond.
And that is what we are here for, just to provide the information regarding what is on that proposal for that bond. So once again, if you want to find out more information, go to wbparks.org/bond. You can get all the information right there that you need directly from the source. Now, since we are talking about local community engagement, let's talk about music being in the air at Marshbank Park. Now, just over the month of July, we've had a few different concert series with some different performances, and last week, residents actually had a chance to enjoy some Motown classics, the Detroit Retro Society at Marshbank Music Concert. And tonight, July 31st, 6 p.m., the last of the concert series will be featuring the mobile dueling piano with an interactive musical comedy performance. Seems like a great night out for the entire family. We actually sent our very own Jake Schaff out to the festivities to find out what these concerts mean to the community.
You guys hear that? Because that is the sound of great music coming right from the hills of Marshbank Park, as the annual Marshbank Summer Concert Series is currently underway right here in West Bloomfield. A great opportunity for families from all across the community to come together and enjoy some great music all underneath this beautiful summer weather. What does this event mean to you personally?
It's a chance to enjoy summer, have a night out with my husband, enjoy music. I love dancing, I love music, so it's a highlight. It's a highlight. If I'm not up north, I like to be here. It's like a little vacation. Sometimes I'm the first one to get up and dance, but today I walked in and there was already 15 people up there, and it's good. I feel like we're sharing something besides the grass together.
Did you come here with anyone tonight?
Yes, my husband and my daughter. We did it last year, so we wanted to continue this year. We sit over by the playground so she can play and we can listen and watch the music and just enjoy ourselves.
What have you thought of the bands so far tonight?
Oh, they're great. They're playing music that is enjoyable for everyone. Some old stuff, some new stuff, so it's been really nice to sing along.
I like them. I liked the Detroit Motown theme. They're very good, very talented, and it's really enjoyable. being a Detroit native, born in Detroit and living here my whole life, I love Motown, and that's mainly what they're playing, and it's just terrific. Good venue. I've been here before. I had a family reunion here many years ago. I like it. I like being close to Cass Lake. It's just a great venue and a lot of fun.
What is it about this concert series that's so special?
It is lovely for a couple of reasons. One, it gets us outside. Two, I don't have to make dinner. And really, it's just a way to enjoy the community. We've seen friends here. We meet up with friends here, so it's really nice to get out. Tonight's perfect, and we are always disappointed when they get rained out. So this is it's a wonderful perk living in this area.
How do you think this event really highlights the feeling of summer?
It is summer. You know, concerts under the stars, and we're not there yet under the stars, but we might be. It's just it's what summer's all about, and Detroit's got a beautiful weather in the summertime, and we're enjoying it.
I always love coming to these events because it's always so great to see just how much fun the families are having and just how great it is to see the community come together in this way. Now, summer's going to be wrapping up sooner than you think. So if any of this looks fun to you, make sure to keep those Wednesday nights clear and set aside some time for the family right here at Marshbank Park. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
Ooh, it looks like such a great time outdoors, great residents, great vibe, great music. And just to let you know, not only music will be there, there'll be nice food. Food service actually starts at 5:30, 30 minutes before the live performances. Food trucks will be featured. The Great Greek, Impasto, D&W Street Eatery, and Donut Envy. You had me at donuts. Concerts, just to let you know, will still be held if there is light rain. But if they do need to cancel or postpone due to weather, they will post it on WB Parks website or on their Facebook, which is, of course, wbparks.org for their website. And on Facebook, you can see them at WB Parks as well. Much needed to get outside and enjoy some music. Music, we know, helps relax us, especially when you are in traffic during construction season. As if you are experiencing, I-696 has some construction going on, including some exit ramps that are affecting us right here in West Bloomfield. So with us right here on the Splash Live to give a little bit more details regarding that, we have Construction Department Manager and HNTB consultant for that specific project, restoring the Ruther, Steve Griffith, joining us on the Splash. Thank you for being here, Steve. And can you please explain why the Orchard Lake ramps, specifically in that general area, is so important to this massive Restore the Ruther project?
Sure. During construction, this project is a 9-mile reconstruct from basically the Telegraph M10 interchange over to the 275 M5 interchange. So it's about 9 miles or so. And that Orchard Lake interchange intersection there is really the only access in or out of that work zone anywhere in the midpoint. Really, we have 9 continuous miles of construction with really one exit or entrance into the freeway for the Bloomfield communities there at Orchard Lake.
Interesting. Okay. So thanks for providing that answer. So overall, just let us know, what are we looking at? What is the overall overview of the project that we're expecting from this whole 696 construction?
Sure. So MDOT put out a project back in 2022, the start of the fall of 22, to reconstruct 9 miles of I-696. We're currently about 70% complete. We've completed construction of the eastbound lanes. We're at a midpoint of wrapping up construction on westbound, with westbound reconstruction slated to be completed late this fall. And we will have some work next spring that carries over. That'll be more, single lane closures, short-term duration type lane closures to wrap up some landscaping and some traffic signal work, pavement markings. But primary reconstruction will be wrapped up this fall.
Oh, yeah. I know
with this.
No, please continue.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I know that's something that we're all definitely anticipating, as we're seeing a lot of construction on our freeways that's kind of slowing things up. But we know it's for the good, or at least we're anticipating that. But join us right here on the Splash Live, Construction Department Manager for HNTB, Steve Griffith, and consultant for the 696 project that we are all experiencing right now. So I want you to kind of put that in perspective. We are anticipating the roads to be better, I guess, but that's kind of subjective. So with that construction that's being done, even on the Orchard Lake Road ramp, can you just talk about what we're expecting after construction is done? Is there going to be an extra lane, or how is it going to be better exactly?
Sure. We'll have brand new pavement. The existing ramps had a lot of potholes. They were constructed with the original freeway construction. So they were well past their service life at this point. So we're going in, we're removing that existing pavement, building a brand new ramp, improving laneage as well, access to Orchard Lake from 696. We'll have an additional turn lane there. We added one from eastbound. We'll have something similar at westbound with 2 lanes able to turn right onto northbound Orchard Lake, 2 lanes able to make a left-hand turn onto southbound Orchard Lake. During this time, we have about a 35-day construction closure for that ramp reconstruction. So we got started last week with that, and anticipate getting the ramp from westbound 696 to Orchard Lake open sometime mid-August, sometime in that. So once that's complete, that'll be that interchange there will be free flowing for westbound 696 to exit back out at Orchard Lake, and then we'll also have be maintaining access at all times from southbound Orchard Lake back on to westbound 696 now.
Okay, good. That's good to know. Like I said, I know we're all anticipating for it to be officially over, but let me just kind of break that down or inquire about that. When you say about mid-August, are we talking about just that specific region, the Orchard Lake exit road for 696, or are we talking about all of what are we talking about?
No, that would be just the ramp from westbound 696 to Orchard Lake Road. Okay. Right now, that was closed last week to reconstruct the ramp, so we're allotted about a 35 to 40-day window to complete that work. Okay. So right now we're on track. Pavement's been removed out there. We're in the process of building our grade and should start seeing pavement coming down or being placed next week for that.
Has there been any delays in the process, any challenges that you face? I know we've had a lot of on and off rain and flooding. How has that or any other challenges affected the progress of the construction?
With the project of this size and duration, typically we do run into some delays. Fortunately, we've been able to work through some of our seasonal suspensions this year. We worked a little bit more in the winter than we initially anticipated, but that allowed us to catch back up on schedule. And at this point, we're on schedule to have the job opened up this year and everything completed next season.
How will this, that sounds great. And I know we already talked about the fact that we're reducing potholes right there on that Orchard Lake exit. Are there any other ways this should benefit drivers immediately once this is done?
Once it opens, you'll have improved signage, improved pavement markings. The full roadway will be reconstructed, so it'll be a much smoother ride. We have a couple emergency pullovers that are constructed in the area between Middlebelt and Inkster for accident investigations or for vehicles that have a flat tire or breaking down. They have an accident pull off to the side of the road. We'll have improved access ramps at the M10 Telegraph interchange as well, so that will improve access. We'll have improved pavement, so we are utilizing a special concrete pavement mixture in that interchange area there to improve ride for that as well. So once it's done, we should be a brand new roadway for that last 25 to 30 years.
I don't know if I'm the only one. I would imagine I'm not. But on some lanes of the freeway, that's why it's so interesting that you brought that up with the fresh pavement and the extra space on the shoulder. Because some lanes that I drive on, I feel like they're a little bit rougher, or maybe my tires or react different than like maybe the fast lane. So to kind of get all that straightened out, like I can understand that. Make sure it's even, level, that type of thing. And then that extra space on the shoulder for the cars who may be experiencing some type of malfunction. That's something we don't necessarily think about, but that is a safety concern. So I'm glad that, we have consultants like yourself keeping that in consideration. Last question, Steve, before I let you go, just very curious, in your personal experience from doing construction and things of that nature, how do you feel like after this construction is done in our particular area, how do you feel like that will affect the community, specifically businesses that may have slowed down traffic to their areas during this construction process?
The good news with this is once we are done, this is a full reconstruct, so this is not a short-term kind of maintenance fix. This is a full 25 to 30-year fix. So once we complete this project, The good news is hopefully the residents aren't impacted by any of our road construction in that area for the next 15 to 20 years.
Wow.
There will be some intermittent maintenance activities that occur in that area, but for the most part, the Department of Transportation should have that fully reconstructed, and the road should be in good shape for the foreseeable future there.
Oh man, Steve, I wish we could hear that about most construction projects. We're gonna do this one time and we're done for 15 years. I would love that. But we know this is that time for reconstruction season, pothole season, whatever the case may be. And we do appreciate you all for getting out there and doing the work. Thank you again. Any additional information before I let you go that you want to let the public know, our community know, that we haven't discussed?
No, just other than appreciate people's patience. I understand people can be frustrated with all the road construction going on throughout Michigan, especially in the kind of the Metro Detroit area right now. So just appreciate people's patience, and just please try to reduce speeds in these work zones. We have a lot of people working there, and we want to make sure we avoid accidents and everybody makes it home from the work day safely.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you said that. Please take it easy in these construction zones, especially where we see workers. We want them all to make it to their family at night. Thank you again, Construction Department Manager for HNTB and consultant for this I-696 project right now, Steve Griffith. We appreciate your time and information.
Thank you.
We love to get information like that and spread it here to the community and our audience right here on the Splash Live. Just keeping us updated in regards to how that construction project that is affecting our entire Metro Detroit community will be done and the timeline for it. So thank you again, Steve, for that information. You can rewatch that and other segments of the Splash Live directly on our website, civiccentertv.com. Go to the On Demand tab. Click it, and you'll see all of our segments right there. Segue into smoothing things out on the body now and making things nice and easy for us as people and human beings. Sunyata Yoga hosts Yoga in the Park on the last Saturday of June through September at 9 a.m. Rose Sorter Park in partnership with Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation. With us right here live on the Splash, we have Erica Shiak, owner of Sunyata Yoga, a certified yoga instructor, personal trainer, and nutritionist. Thank you so much for being here, Erica. Just to kind of get into it, let's just start off with what inspired you to incorporate Sunyata Yoga into the partnership with Keego Harbor Parks and Rec.
Yes. So about last year, I reached out to the Parks and Rec, inquiring if they would be interested in having yoga in the park there for the community. As I get to know the community in Keego, I've been living here for about 14 years. Through my daughter being in the elementary school, I get a lot of people asking me, what do you do? And then when I tell them I'm a yoga instructor, they're like, oh, I really want to do yoga. I'm like, oh, why don't I just put it in the park here and have my neighbors just come and join me for a yoga class?
Nice, nice. Okay, so I want to kind of get in this. What can you share about what participants can expect from this Yoga in the Park series and how it benefits the community?
Yes. So what to expect is the class that I provide is very beginner friendly. Okay. So the assumption is that most of the people that are coming to the classes, they've never done yoga before, or they've done it once or twice in the gym. So I wanted to just kind of provide a class that also gives them a very broad layout of what to expect if they were to go take a class somewhere else. It also goes into how to safely participate in a yoga class, what to inform your instructor about when you go to a yoga class, and all of that.
Yes. Okay, so that's good. So it's good to know that you keep it open to beginner friendly. It's no one that, feels too experienced, that feels like, this isn't for me, or someone who hasn't done it at all to feel like they're not ready for it. This is great for everyone to kind of learn together. And with us right here on the Splash Live, Erica Shiak, owner of Sunyata Yoga and hosting Yoga in the Park, Keego Harbor, Rose Sorter Park. So with you also incorporating Buddhist mindfulness practices into your yoga, how do you feel like that actually benefits residents and participants also?
It really helps to stay in the present. So a lot of times people will kind of be thinking about what they're going to do after yoga class when they're participating in it. And it keeps them staying focused on the sensations of their bodies, to not see their body in a too negative or too positive light, just kind of allowing them to stay present, noticing the sensations, and staying in a mind frame that doesn't allow them to kind of spiral in a certain direction.
Okay. Okay. I can understand that. I can see that. So a lot of people, instead of thinking about, right after this, I got to pick up the kids or whatever the case, or I got to go to work, I got to finish this project. You just try to keep them right there. Focus on what's going on, mindfulness, and kind of, release the clutter of the mind. I can completely understand that. So with the residents and participants that show up within the community, what challenges do you see they often face in trying to participate in the yoga in the park series, and how do you address those challenges?
I do notice that a lot of the participants are a bit older, and so they have a lot of apprehension for like balancing postures or that kind of uncertainty with their body that they've never done this before and they're afraid to hurt themselves. And I provide hands-on assistance in the classes, so I make sure that they all feel very safe. In fact, we practice in the gazebo in Rose Sorter, so there's a little railing around it, so they can easily just tap onto that for the balancing poses. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's very much a group of people who definitely know that they want to be there, but they are having a bit of a coming out of their comfort zone to come
Right.
to class. And by the end of class, they're feeling very relaxed. They're feeling more confident, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, and that's the first step too. Just showing up. Let's just talk about that. Like the greatest ability is availability. If you're available to even be there, that just lets us know that you're putting a step forward in that physical activity and trying to get right. And then the rest is, that's why we have a professional like yourself. So thank you for even explaining that. With us right here on the Splash Live, owner of Sunyata Yoga, Erica Shiak, talking about yoga in the park, the series at Rose Sorter Park, Keego Harbor. With you also being a nutritionist, certification nutritionist, how does that influence your yoga and training practices also?
That helps to more with my personal training, helping people to just kind of, again, mindfully be aware of what they're putting into their body, perhaps the cues that their bodies are giving them to,
Okay.
say, drink more water, or maybe they need to go see their doctor about vitamin imbalances and things like that.
Okay. So I can see that. Yeah, it's two separate things, but I mean, with you being the source for all of that information, if someone is interested during yoga and they want to take it a step further, they can probably incorporate, or I should say inquire with you about their nutritional diet also and personal training. So it's good to have you as a resource for all of that all in once. What do you hope participants gain from joining your class, and how are you personally measuring success?
I hope that the people who come gain more self-confidence. They gain a deeper appreciation of what their body can currently do in this moment. And I hope that and I have noticed that they come out feeling more peaceful. They feel more balanced mentally, not just physically. There is this almost like a wave of everything's okay after a yoga class.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I try to meditate often, so the how you feel when everything's just and then with the body too, feeling good, and then starting your day, I understand it. So how are you measuring success from this event, this series?
I usually receive a lot of feedback like immediately after. And then I do have, since we only do this at the last Saturday of the month, we've only had 2 so far. And I've had repeats coming back and saying, "Oh, I loved it. I had to come back. I had to make sure that I moved some stuff in my schedule so I could
Oh
do this
yeah.
again."
Oh yeah. Oh, that's success right there. Yeah, when people, word of mouth first and foremost is one form, but then when people repeat customers, repeat clients, that's another way of definitely showing how effective your work is. We appreciate your time, Erica. Last, before I let you go, future plans for Sunyata Yoga or just yoga in the park in general?
Well, I would love to continue to do the yoga in the park, as long as weather is permitting. hopefully starting it up next year as well. At Sunyata Yoga, we offer more of a semi-private class. So we're going to be adding more in the fall. Right now, summer vacation, I have 2 littles. So it's a little bit hard to get that going right now, but we have more classes planned for fall that will hopefully help to balance out the other classes that we have right now for people.
Absolutely. And if anyone is interested in yoga in the park, how could they get in contact?
You can find me on Facebook at Erica L. Chiak, and then also Sunyata Yoga. I have also sunyatayoga.org, which is my website, and that will lead you to all of the fun information about yoga, blogs, and all that kind of stuff.
Nice. Fun. Thank you so much again for your time, your information, and for getting the community out doing some physical activity. Owner of Sunyata Yoga, Erica Chiak, talking about yoga in the park at Keego Harbor. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Things that we love to do right here in Oakland County, which has been proven, is we love physical activity. So that's another option that you have to kind of get out in the Keego Harbor community and surrounding communities to kind of keep your body active as well. So great information to know about there. And from Keego Harbor out to Sylvan Lake, a fun way to enjoy yoga again is out on the water. And our very own reporter, Thais Leverett, has that story.
We are making waves quite literally with Luna Moon stand-up paddleboard yoga. Imagine combining the tranquility and the peacefulness of a yoga practice here on a beautiful, very serene lake to experience a very unique fitness challenge that helps you bring peace not only out here, but to your personal lives. Tell us what's different about this style of yoga versus some of the other styles people are familiar with.
Yes, most are in a studio, or most have come out and said, I've never even done yoga, and for some reason they've taken away the 4 walls being out here on the lake, and maybe it's psychology or something. I'm not sure what it is. If you're brand new to it, I gotta walk you through the whole routine, the whole steps. I gotta break down, some barriers as far as maybe some fears, and just start on the grass here with simple, just some questions. Get your paddle, size you up for your paddle, show you the board, tell you what to kind of expect, especially from launching here at the dock and that kind of thing. It is a little different than being at a beach. So we just want to make sure we get the safety aspect down. And then, once we're from there, then I get them out there on the water. And today is perfect for them to just kind of float and get some experience just on the board by themselves before they dock into the yoga pod. It may not look exactly as the same thing in the studio, your practice, but coming out here on the water, you get to connect with some other people that are usually like-minded and just want to be out here in nature and just taking it all in with the water.
It's a lot more challenging, and it takes what I love, which is my passion of the water, so it takes it to the next level. I practice yoga all winter long on a flat surface in a controlled environment, but then you come out here and you've got the sunshine and all the elements, not to mention the waves, so it really works your core. And it's a great way to be outside in Michigan during the summer, doing what you love.
I've been taking stand-up paddleboard yoga for a couple years now, and it's just really relaxing, really a great way to keep your balance, and work on balance. As we get older, I think that's really important. And it's just, it's so beautiful and it feels so good. Misty is has a very special spirit and is a very special person. And we like to joke around a lot, but it's kind of true that she is a real life mermaid. And she kind of exudes just this fun spirit. We every time we see each other, we go, "What's up?" Because sup, paddleboard, obviously.
And finally, for you, one piece of advice: if somebody's brand new, thinking about doing this course, what is one thing that you would tell them to be prepared for?
Be relaxed. Enjoy the fact that you're on the water. Dip your hand in. Dip your foot in. Don't be scared to get wet. If you fall in, which is for most people unlikely to happen, but if you do fall in, people love it. They're thrilled that they fell in. It feels good. Other people then want to fall in. So anyway you do it, whether you stay up on the board the whole time or you fall in, it's fun, relaxing, and really joyful.
What an amazing experience this morning today at Sylvan Lake of tranquility and camaraderie with Luna Moon stand-up paddleboard yoga. So if you are ready to find your balance, please head over to the website and sign up for your first class. This is Civic Center TV, and I'm Thais Leverett.
Thank you again. Great information. Another great event that gets you outdoors. Not only just outdoors, but on the water. Very, very unique right there. Find out more, lunamoonsupyoga.com for more information regarding that. Speaking of physical activity and getting people out, moving outside, we love that. Disc golf. Have you played it? Have you heard about it? You can join Driftwood Creek Disc Golf and friends for a round or more of disc golf at Baxter Morgan Park. That'll be Sunday, August 25th. And with us right here on the Splash Live to talk a little bit more about that, we have owner of Driftwood Creek Disc Golf, Jake Steinbrecher, joining us. Appreciate you for being here, Jake.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
We are live right now. Looks like you are already outside on the course. Jake, I want to just start off with, what got you into disc golf to begin with?
Personally, I found the sport through family and friends, and just being outside and playing it, you fall in love pretty quickly. So disc golf is definitely a sport that's easy to get into, and we want to make that accessible to everybody. Here with our clinics and, like you mentioned, the open play.
Absolutely. So I want to kind of get into Driftwood Creek Disc Golf as an organization. Kind of what got you to start this and begin this, I should say, inspired that?
Just through the process of playing and becoming somewhat mildly obsessed with the sport. You get a family of friends and family members that really want to just play often. Okay. And so you'll get people together. Sorry, taking care of the grass out here. The friend group, really putting them together and saying, let's do a league, let's do a tournament, something like that is really what I guess pushed me into it in the first place. But aside from that, yeah,
I love that. Yeah. I love that you're being an advocate for a sport that's so unique that we don't see the Olympics promoting this or anything like that, but I love that it's growing also. Can you talk about how you've seen the growth of disc golf and how you've seen it evolve over the years?
So, when I first began playing in 2001, late 2001, which now sounds like forever ago, there weren't as many people registered with the Professional Disc Golf Association. There were less than 100,000. And now we're creeping up on 300,000 here in 2024. So I guess the growth has been quite substantial. The only real experience I have with that is, being involved as I am, seeing the number of events and community, the distance between events each and every weekend really is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And so I know there must be more people getting involved and participating, because the tournaments and the activities and the events all do well. So yes. Here in Keego Harbor, that's no different. We want to get people involved locally so they can come and use the Baxter Morgan Disc Golf Course.
Talk about it. Oh, man, we love that, man. With us right here on the Splash Live, owner of Driftwood Creek Disc Golf, we have Jake Steinbrecher talking about the clinic that they have coming up right now, as a matter of fact, August 25th, Baxter Morgan Park. And let's talk about that, because these clinics and different events for disc golf is helping to grow disc golf. So talk about a little bit more what we're expecting from this clinic.
So the clinic on August 11th is the next clinic. I know you had mentioned August 25th. That is another open play. Okay. So they're two separate events, but they pair together very well. The clinics are more intensive than open play. Open play, we'll get together and play around. We'll break off and have some seasoned veterans on each card, just to make sure that, the way that we're playing is correct, because that's one thing we'll go over in our clinics. So we'll go over the game, the rules, the flow, all of that sort of stuff, but also then some technique, and try to incorporate all elements and all components of those specific techniques, including, your drive or your first shot, your approach shot or a scramble shot, and your putting. So go over all of those types of things as well. And then each week as we meet, we can kind of delve deeper into into each of those aspects, as well as, go over the basics again for anybody new.
Nice. I love that, man. And I'm excited too. You make me want to kind of make some time to come out there myself, man, just get used to it. So can you explain, is it just a Frisbee for people who are watching like myself and just want to, just intrigued about it, want to get out there? What should we know for beginners? Do you just need a Frisbee? What are the essentials for beginning disc golf?
So it's not just a Frisbee. Some of the discs can look like Frisbee, but they're smaller in diameter than most Frisbees. So this is a little bit smaller, with a little bit more weight on the outside rim. I should have had one with me to show you, but I don't. So they can throw a bit farther. They can spin a bit faster, and I think that's one of the reasons why. But yeah, you can get them at really any sporting goods store, or even there are some corner stores and Play It Again Sports and things like that where you can get some used discs as well. So
thank you.
Or you can come out here and meet with us.
And I'm glad you clarified that for, like I said, for the average person who may be intrigued by it and just looking on the outside. If you're watching on CivicCenterTV.com, you can see some of the photos. You would think it was just a Frisbee, but I'm glad you clarified. It's a lot more complex than that. There's weight on the outside of the rim. It's a little bit more smaller in diameter. So it's a lot more of an art and a science to it than just what the outside person thinks. And I appreciate you for clarifying that. Once again, Jake, for people who are interested in the clinic and open play, how can they get in contact and find out more?
So we are through Keego Connect. The events are there, as well as through Driftwood Creek Disc Golf on Facebook. So anyone looking to ask questions or to take a look at the schedule and things like that can do so that way. Anyone, of course, is welcome to look up Driftwood Creek Disc Golf on Facebook as well, just to reach out. And yeah, or just come on out. It's 10 a.m. to noon on Sundays. We do skip a Sunday, and it's August 11th is our clinic.
Let's go.
August 25th then is the open play. September 18th, I think. I'm trying to remember what the next Sunday after that.
Right. Yep. No, perfectly fine. We will definitely find out more information and provide that. Once again, Jake Steinbrecher, owner of Driftwood Creek Disc Golf, joining us talking about his clinic at Keego Harbor. We appreciate your time again, Jake.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely.
Hope to see you all soon.
Pleasure is all ours, and we appreciate that again, keeping our residents and community informed about things going on. Speaking of things going on in the community, this weekend you'll have an opportunity to support local women entrepreneurs. We'll talk more about that coming up. Right now we are live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at CivicCenterTV.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm Gina Gregory, president of the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. I'm excited that Civic Center TV has reached 1 million views on YouTube. Congratulations. That's just terrific. We appreciate everything Civic Center does for the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society and the community. For us, they promote and highlight our events. It's awesome to have them available 24/7 on YouTube. I'm Gina Gregory and proud to be one in a million.
Good nutrition can help make sure you have enough iron, calcium, and vitamin C in your body, which can make it harder for lead to enter your bloodstream. Help protect your family from the harmful effects of lead.
And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Kevin McIntosh. So Women's Pop-Up Shop will be taking place Saturday, August 3rd, Orchard Mall, 12 noon to 4 p.m. It's actually sponsored by the Great Lakes Women's Business Council, and it aims to highlight women-owned businesses right here in our community, with the businesses featured being over 51% women-owned, by the way. And joining us now to discuss the event even further and how it came to be is the event coordinator, Kim Oderkirk. Thank you so much for being here, Kim.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here.
Absolutely. We appreciate you being here. Let's just talk about how this event even sparked up and came to be in the first place, please.
So the Great Lakes Women Business Council became a member of the chamber. We talked about how we could do something together. And so this is the result of that.
Oh, nice. So pretty simple. We want to do something for women entrepreneurs in the community, give them an opportunity to highlight their products, their services, and things like that. And it just came to fruition. And that's good to see and know. So what are we expecting to achieve ultimately with this expo from your perspective?
Well, we want to make sure that people realize that, there's many women-owned businesses. They do many awesome, great things. There are so many different unique items that are going to be showcased on August 3rd, which is this Saturday. And a lot of fun things.
Nice. Are there any specific type of businesses, goods, or services that will be featured here already registered?
We have sold out. So we have 45 tables and spaces. At Orchard Mall, we're in all 3 of the hallways. So we have, we have a massage therapist coming. We have glass, specialty glass. We have many members of the chambers, many members of the business council. I'll be there myself. I'm a diamond painting artist. So I'll have my goods there. A lot of unique different things.
We love that. And I love to hear that too. A lot of different things, like we said, goods and services, by the way. And with us right here on the Splash Live, event coordinator for the Women's Pop-Up Shop Expo at Orchard Mall, August 3rd, Kim Oderkirk, talking about the event and just talking about the overall aspect, overview of it. Now, what are we expecting when we walk into Orchard Mall? Is there a certain space that everything is set up? Can you just describe the aesthetics of how everything is going to look?
Sure. So the first thing is we will have a food truck outside, Vegged Out, which is a women-owned food truck, who will be on site.
Nice.
Starting at 11 o'clock, but our event starts at noon. She's going to feed the vendors first, so that's great. And then as you walk in, you can come in any of the 3 entrances. There's the Tappers named entrance, which is the main entrance of the mall. There's 12 tables in front. Then there's the whole center is filled, and then you can go either left or right. One goes to the Tapper store and one goes to Shangri-La restaurant. And you can come in either of those doors as well. There are our main sponsors are at the end of those entrances, so they can help you navigate. We'll have signs. We'll have a listing of all the booth numbers, of all the vendors. Come in any of the 3 entrances, the main entrance, that's where the food truck will be. We filled the whole mall. So it's not one of the biggest malls in town, but it'll look amazing when we're done.
I think this is great for so many different reasons. Like you said, not only highlighting women-owned businesses right here in the community, but also bringing people to our local mall also, which we all know has been undergoing different developments and changes. So I just think the work all together was so great. You mentioned that you sold out of vendor tables. That's amazing to me. I want to speak to, from my perspective, I would think there's probably more women-owned businesses that are out there that would love to be a part of this that didn't make it. Now, can you just talk about why it would still be important for women-owned businesses who may not have gotten a vendor table to still at least show up and support?
Oh, absolutely. You can see how other people showcase their goods and their services. You can, maybe we do this again next year. We do more than one, event. You can join either the chamber or the council. So if you're not members of either one, you can get information and see how you can get your name out there. So the marketing aspect is great. Plus, you can meet other women-owned businesses and network with them as well.
Yeah, and I mentioned that before. We mentioned that before. You can create a barter system. Every business still needs other things from other businesses. So if you can find someone who can provide that, then, I mean, there you go. There's barter system for us right there. Not too many things before we let you go, Kim, if you don't mind. I kind of want to pick your brain about this. What essentially do we want? How are we measuring success with this ultimately? We know the vendor table sold out, but on the other end of it, how are you measuring success for this?
Just hopefully we get a sense of the community supporting us and coming to the event. Every table that sells goods will have a record of how much they've sold. I know what I've sold in past markets, so that's always a benchmark for me.
Okay.
What do I do in other 4-hour shows? The vendor truck, of course, how much she sells, and just the whole overall aspect of the mall. Some of the stores in the mall are giving coupons for the day. Orchard Mall does have a table. They'll be right next to me. I'm the first table coming into the main entrance. So you can see some of the other stores in the mall, just to bring everybody into one place and, spend the afternoon. We're from 12 to 4. Come check us out.
Nice. So even if you're just randomly out running your errands on a Saturday morning or early Saturday midday, and you go to the Orchard Mall, you can stumble across a very, very great event. Kim, we thank you so much. Lastly, any additional information for people who are looking to attend this event? Do they have to register? Is there a cost? Please.
Nope, it's free. It's free to the community.
Absolutely.
So come out and see us. You may find some really unique gifts if you're looking for graduation gifts or holiday gifts or birthday gifts. I mean, I know I shop all year long. There are some amazing women-owned businesses that are going to be at this event.
Ooh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Thank you again for doing this. We appreciate the women entrepreneurs in our community. Event coordinator for the Women Pop-Up Shop Expo at Orchard Mall, August 3rd, Kim Oderkirk. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I just get so excited. I don't know why, but I'm happy that we are supporting entrepreneurs in general. So kudos to all the women entrepreneurs that will be there. Find out more at westbloomfieldchamber.com for more information. And we have more information to keep you active in the community and for things that's going on right here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. We are live, local, and social. It's The Splash live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Hello, I'm Chief Mike Patton of the West Bloomfield Township Police Department. We're here to say congratulations to Civic Center TV on their 1 million YouTube views here in the community. We enjoy a great partnership with Civic Center TV. They are one of our best community partners. I'm Chief Mike Patton. I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, and social. It's The Splash live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host for today, Kevin McIntosh. And as we have continuously reminded you, August 6th is approaching very closely, and that is Election Day. And with that being said, there's a lot of candidates, there's a lot of things on the ballot that are happening, and we love to keep you updated and informed with things that are going on, including an event with the League of Women Voters, who are holding different open forums for the community for people who are running for different offices, elected offices, I should say. And we actually had an opportunity to check that out recently with our very own Jake Schaff, reporter, having the story.
2024 is a crucial year when it comes to elections. And if you want to make a difference in your community, it's important to have all of the information. And the West Bloomfield League of Women Voters is doing their part to keep their community informed with a recent open forum debate inviting candidates from several crucial upcoming elections to speak their minds and share their policies in a clean, civil, and fair way, and to maybe turn some possible undecided voters over to their side to help them gain a little bit more traction come November.
The event taking place here is a great opportunity to hear candidates answer specific questions in a civilized forum. Everybody gets asked the same question. Everybody has the same amount of time to answer. We have a hard and fast rule that there is no calling of names or bringing up other people in your answer, so you can't disparage other candidates. You're supposed to talk about what you would do. And I've seen them stop an event when people were disparaging other candidates.
Yes, and it's a nonpartisan event, so it's for Democrats, Republicans, and it's just to get to know your candidates that are going to be on the ballot, and that's really important for you to help you make your decision.
When you have major events, people get aroused and get riled up sometimes. So I think that a more civic or civil event like this is good, very personal. One up and be able to talk to each one of the candidates personally, I think is better than standing just in a big rally.
I think that there's a lot riding on this election, not only from like a presidential standpoint, but specifically local. I mean, You talk about the local, and sometimes people tend to downplay that, but actually local is very vital. So I think being able to actually be in an environment where we get to see them face to face is a huge deal.
It's very important for voters to see and understand where candidates stand on positions. This is not about politics. It's about policies that are being enacted that affect every single one of our lives. And for people to try to stay home in this election is not an option this time. Fill up your gas tank, go to the grocery store, look at your taxes. There is so much at stake with all of these things escalating with inflation off the charts. It's time for people, the way that we can make a difference is by getting out and voting.
What are some of the biggest things you hope that the visitors take away after coming here tonight?
I hope they take away that being involved in democracy matters. I don't want to call it a sport, but if we want a good democracy, we have to participate and we have to step up. And these are ways you can do it, and it's not painful.
Yeah. And everybody's voice counts, and people should use their voice. It's important to get what they believe in, the things that they feel they need.
With several debates over the last few years becoming more intense and combative, it's nice to see forums such as these where everything gets to be fair for both the candidates and the civilians as well. Let's hope the candidates were able to get their points across tonight, and let's hope the civilians have all the information they need for when they make these crucial decisions in just a few months. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
Once again, great, valuable information for our community as Election Day is approaching very, very soon. Now, those events have already passed, by the way, for the primaries, but you can rewatch those, relive those, and revisit those on our website, civiccentertv.com. On demand. If you're watching on Civic Center TV right now, you can scan that QR code on your screen with your smartphone, and it'll take you directly to that link also. And we do appreciate everyone for watching and listening today as we provided very, very valuable information for our community regarding Election Day and other things. So make sure you are continuously staying with us on all platforms, social media, Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook, Civic Center TV on YouTube. We are live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.